Woo! Oh my goodness, I have just arrived in the nick of time to read for you. Beautiful people. We have so many questions sent in, and they're big questions. Woo! It's going to be a day of it, I must say. Could be the shift with the equinox and all. Now, I see a couple of you in the room. Will you please tell me the location that you are living in at this time so we can connect and so I can know who's watching? And for all others, welcome to Tarot Q&A. You're with Fiona McLeod, tarot reader, energy healer, energy psychologist, soul business mentor, and a few other things. So this is how I can help you today, is to use the tarot and my intuition, the channeling ability to tap into the flow of consciousness in order to give you some wisdom from the divine, the essence that we are all made of, what we come from. We are one. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Chrissy. Thank you for being here. Hello, can I get a free reading? Yes, you can. Just punch your question into the chat box and I will get to you along the way. Now, we will answer a couple of people's questions that have been sent in, and then we're going to whiz into the collective consciousness reading. Now, hands up who enjoyed last week's version where we chose crystals in association with cards. So it was a bit of a blind choice. You got one card out of 3, and that card was depending on the crystal that you chose associated with that card. Did you like that regime? Hello, Queen Bean. Good to have you here. How does my crush feel about me? We only met at work. All right, we only meet at work. Let's go straight in to Miss Queen Bean. How does my crush feel about me? We always get an abundance of love questions as it happens. Now let me just feel into the energy. Oh, safe and appropriate to read for this person. Yes, it is. Okay. Yep. Okay, guys, we are whizzing along, and the answer, how does he feel about you? Well, let me just feel. I have the Queen of Cups here. Now, how we can read this card is in many ways. The way this is an emotional woman. However, she is a queen. Let's say emotional. I feel that he was, I don't think he thinks you're a mother, but he does feel that you have the maternal instincts and that you are, quite high up in the ranks in his eyes. Like he sees you as that queen as opposed to just a girl. So that's very positive, very positive. Oh, hello, newbie there. Oh my goodness, Katie has just subscribed. Hi, will I get 20 plus marks in tomorrow's paper? Well, let's just answer that question, and then we're going to go into the group reading. Will you get the marks that your heart is set on? Katie. All right, we'll get an answer for you. Coming right at you. Yes, I believe that have you had the test already? Have you had the test? Tomorrow's paper. What I suggest you do is, as you can see here, we have the Temperance card. This is an opportunity to be encouraged to take your time when you do the paper. Do not rush. Just allow yourself to let it unfold as the time goes. Don't get stressed in the rush. And call upon your angels for angelic guidance. Call upon the support of the higher realms to guide you, to tap in to the truth of what you know, to your subconscious knowledge that you already know about this test, and allow yourself to be guided. Just allow yourself to be tapped in while you do this exam. All right, there you go, Katie. Now, what we're going to do is answer some messages that what are we going to do? No, we're not. We are going to pull the cards for everybody who is watching here today. So if you have been watching the replay, you can give us a thumbs up so we know who's there. And this question will be for you. Well, this card will be for you. This message will be for you. And all those who are here today. We've just, look what just fell out. Goodness, the Tower card. However, we're just going to sink into this before we actually utilize that card. Oh, it's a big one. Do we use it? Do we use it? Oh, cards are falling out all over the show. All right, we're going to have to tell the story. First of all, we got the Tower. Anyone who knows the Tower, it's the most freakiest card in the deck for the average person to receive. However, every card has a positive side. Let's remember that. So the Tower card is where life as we know it crumbles, and in order for a new way of being to be rebuilt. Now, in all fairness, this is happening as a collective, as a whole world that we live in right now. Isn't that the truth? So many changes going on. Our messages around that are to embrace these times that are crazy in the world with the awareness you are growing. It's a personal growth. So look at this card. No, look at this card. Back to front. This card is the Eight of Wands. And in this card, you can see a whole lot of new growth. There are leaves growing as these wands whiz along, whiz in movement. It is a moving, growing, flowing process to tap into the number 8 energy, which is your abundance and your personal power. So if you take the Tower moments that are happening in the world and use them as opportunities to grow, at the same time, taking upon the Two of Pentacles, which is the ability to juggle the ebb and flow of life. So having the positive attitude that what goes up must come down. Having the positive attitude that life is about the ebb and flow. So not getting freaked out when it's in the ebb and not thinking it should always be in the highs of life, because it's a juggling balance in order for us to, one, appreciate what we have, which is what happens when we don't have what we want, right? So it reminds us to be grateful. And number two, we learn when things aren't all going to plan. Those struggles and those challenges are always there to help us to grow. So these cards are really, really, really nicely aligned. When we have the attitude of rolling with the punches, would be one way of putting it, it helps us to stay full steam ahead with our personal growth, our spiritual growth, our personal evolution, and making our stand in the world by playing our part, by growing, basically. Because when we're not growing, we're really not putting our goodness into the world and not doing our part. So if you are freaking out about the Tower moments that are happening all over the world at this time, that means that systems are breaking down, carnage is happening. A lot of this is going on because things need to change. And if we embrace it as the opportunity to come out the other side with a whole lot of newness, then you and I and everyone that's taking on this positive way of viewing things will benefit. You are free to stay stuck in a 3D reality or level up into 5D plus reality. This is actually where we're at coming out of the equinox that we've just been through. Now, this is going to lead me into a question that was pretty intense that we got from Megan today. This is how it goes. This looks to be a massive month cosmically. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Has there been a significant timeline shift in the last few days or weeks? Or if so, what frequency cemented itself into this new timeline moving forward? What does the month of April look like on a Mother Earth level? Huge question, right? And good for all of us. So a really nice time to put it into play after the collective reading. The first thing I will say is that we have been through that equinox recently. And every time we have an equinox, it's like about bringing balance to our environment, our world, our universe, our lives. It is finding the balance between masculine and feminine, finding the balance between light and day. And this is what happens on a global scale. So that's the Mother Earth aspect, aiming to rejig itself on the planet, the actual physical night and day, if that's a physical thing. And when that happens, it shakes us all up, because if we're out of balance and we have to make adjustments to get back into balance, that can be an awkward time. If you just think of it logically, excuse me, my dog's just having a fit down there. Not a fit, something. So I will pull some cards about the question that Megan has asked to see if we can get some further guidance. Because yes, the energy is changing. However, the timeline that you stay in and that you feel you would like to be in, stay in, be in, or is up to you. There are billions of timelines happening all at this time simultaneously. Your neighbor could be in a completely different paradigm to you, because the reality we create for ourselves is just an illusion anyway. And how we see things is based on our choice and our decisions and the stories we tell ourselves about it. That's a choice, right? So timelines, you have a choice if you're up leveling or not. This is the reality, that it's not something that is necessarily how the whole world is going to be pushed into. It's actually the reality of how we have the power to shift our own reality. And if we understand that where we focus, what we believe to be true, our attitudes, our behavior, our vibration, all influence the level of experience we have. In saying that, yes, the energy of the universe is shifting and moving at a faster rate than ever, because it is a time of ascension and leveling up. But just because it's a time of leveling up does not necessarily mean that everybody is actually embracing that opportunity. So, yes, there is movement. And now I will get the cards to give us some extra answers on this. For everyone, including Megan. Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Oh my God, I could not have picked these cards better if I'd handpicked them. Now, if you know anything about the tarot, you're almost looking at the best and the worst cards if you want to label them as good and bad. That is not the case, though. As I've mentioned, there's two sides to every card. Now, this card is the Tower that we have mentioned to you. Now, look closely, guys. Look closely, because you can see it's a disaster in the mind of the human. Now, look at this one. This man is sitting pretty. He is wishes come true. He is the epitome of your dreams manifesting on an emotional level, which means your life is fulfilling and all your dreams have come true. These are choices. And really, it's about letting go of how we expect things to happen. And I've just lost the train of thought for the question now, so I need to go back to see what Megan was asking. What frequency cemented itself into this new timeline moving forward, and what does the month of April look like on a Mother Earth level? So the frequency is of all possibilities. All possibilities are available should you choose to leap into the new opportunities that the ascension brings. Equally, it's important to remember, if you don't choose that, the speed that the universe is moving at energetically at this time will just intensify what you don't want if you're focusing on the crap. So it is a bit about careful with what you wish for kind of vibe. And regarding April coming up, well, I probably ought to do an entire reading on that alone. Oh, gosh, this is a lot of the same theme. What we've got here is the Six of Swords. Now, again, this is movement from rough waters to calmer seas. Should people choose not to take their old thoughts with them. We mentioned this last week. Wherever you go, there you are. So you are right, Megan. You are very intuitive to have picked up this energy. Yes, we've been through the equinox. Yes, that is always a fresh beginning that can stimulate awakenings and spiritual growth, because it's an opportunity to level up. All right. So that's just a normal, everyday, well, twice a year equinox, right? And being in the moment of the energy of the universe in this great ascension time, moving into the golden age, which is just a conscious awareness. This just means that people are waking up to the power that they have within, and waking up to the ability they can choose the wishes come true, or they can choose to live in disaster, catastrophe mentality. The energy of this month is the choice to let go of those rough times by releasing your personal emotional baggage. So maybe I'm going to ask the cards. Maybe this is intensified more than usual. Let's just find out. Yes. Oh gosh, this is such a story. It's such a good story. I hope you guys are keeping up. Are you keeping up? It's a bit of a crazy story. So this is the Two of Wands. And this person is standing in one world with a globe in his hand. You can see that he's got a globe. It is a man. Or is it? No, it's a woman, actually. It's a woman. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's just an energy. Holding the world in his hands, wondering if he should step into another world. So stepping into another world literally means changing your vibration, your attitudes, your behavior, your thoughts, your beliefs, your subconscious blocks, so that your whole life is a different world. We all have the power to do that. And that is obviously why I work with clients using solar line therapy and Psych K, because we become clear of what's blocking you from having the type of life, your dream life, the dream life that is in your wildest dreams life. We look at what's blocking that and we clear it using energy psychology. It's pretty magical. It's pretty out there, but it does actually work and do amazing things. I know this because it changed my life a number of years ago, which I'm very happy about because it's good life now. Anywho, it's great to see you all on here. I haven't caught up with everybody just yet. I see more of you here, though. I'd love you if you just gave me a little thumbs up in the chat. And once again, please tell me the city in the world that you are living. And we are going to go to the questions that were sent in ahead of time. Let's talk to Mel. Mel, here we go, Mel. I enjoy my own time, my space, work, and friendships, but really would like to have someone to share my life with. Someone really special. So, will I meet my love partner this year? Can I have some insight, please? Sure thing, Mel. Couple of questions there, really. Is it most probable, based on the current energy, that Mel will meet somebody she can have a long-term loving relationship with? That is the question, because, of course, energy shifts all the time. That is the question. Is it the most highly likely that Mel will meet somebody she can have a relationship with this year? Sure is. Looking pretty. This is an encouragement, though, for you to be this Nine of Pentacles. This person is a female, feminine energy, comfortable in her own skin, financially independent, very happy in her own world before she meets her person. And that is the vibe that you want to be. Rather than, I'm not saying that you are going to want to wait to meet a man so you can be financially dependent, but it is quite important that your personal ambition is to be personally independent, financially, emotionally, spiritually. And then I pulled an extra card that encourages, again, we've already had this one today, growth, movement into your abundance and personal power. Is that your message? That's what's happening. It's not even a message to you. It's actually what is going on in your life. So any turmoil you're experiencing is like a stepping stone. Every moment you have a disruption in your life is a stepping stone toward more of your abundance, towards more of your personal empowerment. So you can look at every challenge and go, oh, yay, what now? What? It's not really how people look at challenges normally, is it? We encourage you to do that. And then look what we have here. This Emperor turns up. Now, I want to give you this warning here about this. It may be that the man who comes into your world may not be as spiritual as you, and that's okay. The balance of the yin and yang, finding the balance sometimes doesn't come in that way. It does not mean they cannot be a good person. All right, let's move along. Oh, there was another part to that question, wasn't it? Any insights? No, that's probably quite good for now, isn't it? Hello, Georgie. Happy to be here. New subscriber. Thank you. Oh, did you send an email? Okay, we'll just have a quick look into that. YouTuber. Now, oh, yes, here we are. Will there be any movement contact initiated from Nick? He is a Gemini and I am a Taurus. Have a gorgeous day. Thank you, Trudy. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Is that your card? No. Let's just tune into your energy, right? Will there be anything initiated by Nick? Safe and appropriate for this. I'm getting. Give me a moment there. I'm kind of getting a yes and a no. So I want to, which doesn't help, does it? Let me feel. Will there be, how can I ask this better? Because this is not a clear question for the tarot to be giving me a quick answer like we need today. Oh, just slowed down the pace, haven't we? Yes. There is some sort of ignition of celebration or a passion there. At the same time, I feel there's a change, a shift in perspective. There requires some letting go to do for this to happen. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at my end, but that's the message. It's like you have to, or maybe it's letting go of expectations, actually. Yes, letting go of expectations of how it might look. Can you be patient and allow it to unfold in due course? All right. Oh, does he want to reconcile? Is that better? Patience. Yes, now that is making a little bit more sense. I feel there's just this time of the surrender of the old before the new can start to be rebuilt. That may require you having that patience to allow him to do his own letting go so that he then realizes what he's lost and he can come back in his own time when he realizes the passion was still burning a flame inside of him. Yeah, so that's how we can see it. It's like I got the yes and no. It was awkward, but now I understand it because there is high chance it will reconcile. You need to be patient while he goes through his process to let it go when he thinks he needs, he let it go. And then when he realizes that it was meant to be after all, then you can meet again. Okay? All right, let's get back to the questions that I sent in earlier. Danny, what do I need to focus on right now to heal and move forward? What lessons should I take from my past relationship to create a healthier future? I don't know if these questions were intended to be together. However, because our lives are holistic and everything is entwined, it will be related. We'll just stick with the first one for the moment. What do I need to focus on right now to heal and move forward? Although it feels to me you're referring to the healing of the relationship breakup. So what do you need to do to heal? Anyway, we can ask that as a simple question. And guys, this is like a speed tarot exhibition here. So the readings are slightly different than if you were coming for a private one-to-one reading, which of course you are most welcome to book in for at any time. Simply email me. All right. What do you need to focus on? Well, we've got some really strong advice here, Danny, and this is brilliant, okay, because this is the Queen of Cups. she came up before in someone else's reading, and I may have called her the Queen of Wands. If I did, the story here, look, come closer, girls, come closer, girls and boys. See over here. Oh my goodness, because this is back to front on the filming. In here, in the engraved throne, there's an image of a child. Now, this is not always seen by people reading the tarot, and sometimes it's not even seen by me when I'm reading for someone and that card comes up. But when it is seen, it is a sign to tap into some inner child healing. And this is obviously emotional stuff. The Queen of Wands is an emotional woman. That can be a really positive thing, just being in touch with emotions. But depending where the card is positioned, it can also be an overly emotional person in that moment. Now, obviously, you're feeling a lot of emotions because you're going through a shift. You're going through a bit of a tower moment in your own life. And this is meaning that you really need to tap into your intuition. Make it really important that you find ways to strengthen your intuition. And that we talked about before. I think we talked about that last week. You could rewatch that video, but just to give you the heads up, find some stillness, do meditation, do some work on shadow work to release blocks that are causing you to have all these stories that make you overthink. We want to tone down the thinking in order to listen to the intuition. So the intuition isn't a thought. These are like inspiring ideas, or they are random knowings, or they can be thoughts. They can feel like thoughts, but they come across as more of just a thought out of the blue, as opposed to a deep thought process that comes to a conclusion. So inner child healing and strengthening your intuition to come back to the queen of who you are. That's an answer to your first question. We may get to more of your questions, Danny, if we have time at the end. In the meantime, I'm going to whiz along to Leah's question. How can I expect to meet my tribe? How can I expand my tribe? Join a new sport, meet a man and expand my network through him? How can I meet more people that are aligned with me? Leah. Hold the line, callers. Whew. Now, thanks for being here, everybody. Can you all, while I'm dragging the chain over here, can you give me your favorite color heart into the chat? At the same time, like I asked before, I'd love to know where you're coming from. Please do tell me your country or your city of residence while we tune in to Leah and find out how is the best way she can attract her soul tribe. This might be helpful for other people there that are feeling a little bit disconnected from the people in their lives now. Leah. It's Leah. What is the advice from the tarot that Leah could implement in her life in order to... We've got a lot of Queen energy coming up today, haven't we? This is the Queen of Wands. This is actually the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is like an archetype in a way. She is happy, creative, strong. She is really in her own personal power without being in control of others, but rather just living her best life, which, you know, that is something that is important. If we want to meet our tribe, we must be ourselves at our highest level. We must be doing things that bring out our best self. We must be finding jobs and activities that find us at our absolute highest version of ourselves. Like when we're buzzing and glowing and passionate and buzzing and just high vibing, right? So I'm imagining that you are that kind of person anyway, right? So we know this. So what else can help you to add to that story? We keep getting the same cards today. It's crazy. We've got the wishes come true chap back again. The old chap loving his life. So I feel that it is still very important for you to wishes come true. I just feel a slightly different story for you here. Is it about focusing on that, being that, being like that, just acting like acting like your wishes have already come true. It's like being your future before it comes to you. So you step into the vibration before you step into the reality. That's the truth for everything, right? Everything starts with energy first. It's almost like we have to fake it before we make it. So the question really is, Leah, how would finding your tribe improve your life? And how can you get those feelings before you find your tribe? I still feel I want to give you more information on what you can practically do, though. So let's just keep going with this for a second. I think this is going to be helpful for a lot of people. Oh, you're never going to believe this, guys. Anyone would think I haven't shuffled the cards. We've got the Tower back. Holy tamale. Right. The Tower, in your sense, Leah, is being willing to do things differently, outside the box to what you have done before. What does that look like? We might have to talk about that in a longer session, I think, because we could be here for a while, but we could come back. I'm just whizzing along because there's a lot of questions here and I haven't got through most of them yet. Jessica, please could I have a card pulled about my project to find a new flat with my friend? Is there anything I should know? I'm feeling nervous about the timeline. I need to find a place before May and blah, 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 blah. Jessica, you saw the card. Anything you should know? Well, we know what to say, don't we, Jessica? Out of the head, into the heart. But we'll just keep going. We'll just keep pulling some cards for you. Answer to, you want to know what to pull away? The Page of Swords. Get grounded. Too many thoughts going on in your head, but I'm going to pull you another card as well because you already knew that I was going to tell you that. You already knew that. When we're stressed out and we're worried about a situation, the most important thing to do is get grounded. Get out of your head. Get your feet on the ground. You can have your head in the clouds if your feet are on the ground, but you can't have one or the other without losing balance. And today, post-equinox, we're all about the balance, aren't we? Jessica, the message today. Oh, it's not even your message. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is about foundational stuff in life, the base chakra, core security on a human level can represent a new job. In this case, it's just giving you the heads up. There's a new start for the foundation of your life. There's a new start for the 3D part of your reality. It's looking promising. Just be patient. There's a lot of patience going on in this reading today as well for everybody. Trust the process. Use this as a time to practice not trying to control outcomes and stressing in your head, because the stress in your head does not get results. Turn your worries into wonders. So every time you worry about something, flip it around and get excited about the opposite of the worry. When we focus on that, we actually raise our vibration and we also draw in more of what we want. Lace has subscribed. I emailed my question. All right, we will have a look at that. Let's have a look. Hello, I've just subscribed. I want to know what type of man, such as his character traits, are coming towards me in love. Thank you. Thank you, Lace. We'll just get into your energy. Safe and appropriate to read for Lace. Yes. Use these cards. Can't wait to see what it's all about. Oh, nice one. Nice one. All right, look what we have here. The beautiful Ace of Wands. I just want to get back to you guys. Guess what this is about, guys? Start of a new passionate experience of sorts. So we would say that he's likely to be passionate or creative, probably both. I feel that open to new beginnings would be another way of describing him. He may be a type of person who is a guru to others. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he's a, influencer or a priest or a teacher. It means that he is clear on his values and what he believes about the world. We feel that his line of work is growing, so he is enjoying his work, but he's going to be growing into bigger things. There may be a little bit of conflict going on in his life when you meet him that he is navigating that will work out okay in a fair and reasonable way. So, yeah, just a bit of interesting message that you can give him when you meet him to let him know that it will be, if it goes to a legal situation, it will work out. Will it work out? We'll just don't double check that. That's an unusual thing to get, isn't it? He needs to stand his ground on what he believes to be true. And even if it doesn't go his way, the outcome will be positive. I know that's warped, but that's kind of the message of the day, is that things don't always look pretty on the outside, but what is happening underneath it all, the method and the madness of the universe, is always for the greater good of all. It's always to bring everyone back to more of that deeper connecting love. Does that make sense, Lace? Creative is good because she's creative. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's get into another one that's on my phone. We're ready and waiting. Shelley Mack. I'm feeling a bit lost and I just want to see what cards have to offer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sunflower emoji. Perfect. Now, if you are here watching Shelley, or if you're watching the replay, remember, give me a little message in the chat. No, you don't have to email your question. You can punch it into the chat there. Just some people already decided to do that for themselves. If you want to ask a question, put it in the chat, or in the blurb below, there's an email you can send it to me for next week. Okay, everybody, we are talking to Shelley Mack. Okay, the answer to your question, Shelley, what you need to hear right now in order to help you feeling so lost. I'm going to suggest that this feeling of instability is kind of like betraying yourself. Now, I don't mean that in a judgmental way from me to you, more in a you are more than you give yourself credit for. And it's really time for you to nurture and love yourself as you would others. That self-betrayal is the block that I'm finding at the moment. And if you are able, we have a retreat coming up at the end of May named Discover Your Authentic Self. It's 2 nights in Waihi Beach, New Zealand. It's going to be a beautiful experience, quite an immersion, sinking into your true self through methods of deep journaling that taps into the subconscious mind, 9D breath work. We've got Michelle Blakely doing that, and yoga with Nikki Mann from Raglan. So she also does yoga latte and yoga nidra, and we'll be having delicious food and other amazing experiences, lots of little gifts. It's a special time for women. We will be doing men and women retreats over the next few months as well, so keep a lookout for that. This is something that many people are seeking at this time, because this feeling of being lost and frustrated and at a bit of a crossroads is like what the collective are picking up on with each other. This is the tower moment that I was referring to. So if we just help ourselves, we collectively help the world. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, who thinks that retreat sounds pretty amazing? Give me a star or a heart or some blooming good words in the chat if you would like to show your appreciation or your interest or your enthusiasm. I just love it. Let's get back into the questions. We are all over the show today. Sharon, I have been offered a job by a male friend. It would involve doing his books, working from home. Is this a good opportunity to change my career? Let's see. Let's see. Is that Sharon's card that fell out? Same friendship. Yeah. I always like to ask, okay, in a way, yes, it is a good opportunity. Is it a good opportunity for your career as such? Well, no, because it's just something you're doing to help somebody rather than it being a career. It does come up as a friendship. I'm just trying to see whether it's only a friendship and not a work environment. So let's just tap into a bit more advice for you around this. Okay. Is it correct action? Let's just say, is it correct action to take the job opportunity? That would be super helpful for you right now, I think. Okay. We're having a couple of messages that come through that it may be important for you to look at it from a different perspective. If you are moving the job to get more fulfillment or happiness in your life, nothing will change if you don't change your perspective, because you'll take your old thoughts with you. If you're taking the job to help a friend, good, do it. If you're taking the job for a change, good, do it. If you're taking the job for a massive career move, no, not the move. But yeah, so it's kind of like all these ifs and buts. Based on the current energy and where you're at, we would probably say go for it if you wanted a yes or no, with the reminder that you are the creator of your reality. And I know you know this, Sharon. I know you're a super intelligent woman, and I read for you before. And when I often am saying to you, you need to do things for yourself, and that is really where I'm going to stick with my angle today. Is it's time for you to do things for yourself. In a different way I've said before, it's tuning in daily to what do I need to do for me? And that's not a selfish thing. It's more of a, hey, universe, where would you have me go? Hey, universe, what would you have me do? Hey, universe, who would you have me meet? Hey, universe, what would you have me learn? This is just an encouragement, because I feel like you are a seed that is trying to grow and bloom, but it goes like this rather than like that. And this is a compliment, because you have some extra goodness lying inside, awaiting the world to see. All right, let's whip along, guys. We've done Megan. Now we have Nigel. I'm feeling a bit anxious and uptight and short fused since going off my medication. Is that what you think it's about, or is it something else? Is it the medication, or is it something else? All right, guys. Safe and appropriate to read for. Is it the cold turkey? Is it going cold turkey? Or is it something else? It's definitely a little bit of the change in the drug situation. We've got a message here that it is an encouragement to see what rises, experience what you're feeling, and use that as a leverage for more personal growth and inner soul seeking. Okay, so this is the same story, different example that we're getting all the way through this. Take the problems, the challenges, the crap that's happening, the frustrations, the tricky times, and see what is brewing inside me. I just said this example to a client today, and I'm going to share it with you. Going to share it with you. Take this example. You're driving along the road and someone pulls out in front of you. Now, on this particular day, you are exhausted. You have not slept all week. You're stressed out, and there's so much going on. So this person pulls out in front of you, and you're like, "Arrgh!" Idiot, in excessive expression. Let's just call that the minor version. We express the stress. We express what is on top of us inside. Conversely, if we have just fallen in love and there's rainbows and unicorns floating around us in our days, and someone pulls out in front of us, we might be a little bit jolted, but we're not going to react in the same way that we would if we were already stressed. So what comes up during a tricky time is already within us, waiting to be released. So even if these feelings have been triggered because you went off the medication, there is some stuff that can be psychoanalyzed, you could say. No, there's some stuff you can do some soul seeking on to see, why am I feeling short fused? What is that frustration in me? What else is it about? And can I just let it go and get on with my life? Because you can even say, hello, frustration. Hello, annoying moment. I see you. I hear you. I release you. And then you can choose to be in a more balanced state. The choice is about, will I be balanced or not, right? This is an interesting time because we have a huge theme going on through this session today. And that is, in order for you to find balance, something has to give. And to give that something, or let go of that something, or receive something, it changes the way you do life. And that can be uncomfortable, yet it's for the best outcome. So when we get our feathers ruffled, we need to look at it. How is this trying to give me balance to make my life more awesome? Go, thank you, universe. I feel the ruffled feathers. I know what I'm feeling. You can name the feeling: frustration, grief, sadness, anger, resentment, jealousy, apathy, shame, whatever it is. Your feathers are ruffled. How can you work with that to change how your outcome of your life looks, change the balance of how you're doing life? It's an opportunity to shift your frequency. Is that too intense for people? Woo! Okay. Oh my goodness, this is going on and on and on today, isn't it, guys? Well, thank you for your patience. I appreciate you being here. We're looking through the questions. It looks like we've completed most of them that we need to. So we're going to go back to Danny's question. And she has said, what hidden opportunities are coming my way? Oh my goodness. What hidden opportunities are coming my way? Well, that's just summed up the entire session. Her question has just summed up this entire tarot Q&A experience. She has used the word hidden. It's like she knew. And that is the reality. In answer to her question, we're going to pull a card for everybody. For all those watching here now, for whatever the troublesome time is that you're experiencing now, the feather ruffle moment that you've got, the kerfuffle, you might say, like I like to say, it is about seeing through the veil. It is about you having that divine intuitive power. It is about you leveling up into more of a spiritually connected being so that you can balance your light side and your dark side. So you can balance your masculine and feminine. You can balance the highs and lows in your life. You can balance the frustrations with a bit more love. You know, this is what it's all about. Is our choice here today is, how can we find those hidden opportunities? What hidden opportunities are coming my way? Danny asked. Well, although it's written slightly differently, the hidden message for all of us is to consciously choose to be tapped in to the higher source so that we can all work as one energy rather than thinking that we're separate from one another. We are all connected. We all come from the divine source. We are all a child of the universe, made of the same stuff. It's like a drop in the ocean. A drop is still part of the ocean. It's made of the same stuff that the whole ocean is. Just like you are a drop of the universe, made of the same stuff the whole universe is. And that means that you have the power that the universe does. So you are the universe. The drop in the ocean is still the ocean, right? The drop in the ocean is still the ocean. You are a drop in the universe, so you are still the universe. The universe is a powerful life force, love energy. And you are that energy. And anything blocking you from being in that magnificent energy that makes those wishes come true, that makes your life better, that helps you have more ease and flow, that helps you shift into the timeline that is your dream life. We just need to get out of our own way, get the gunk that's blocking you from being your universal self, your love self, your divine self, your highest self. Step into the highest version of yourself. And on that note, how can I not tell you? If you want to do this, if you want to discover more of your truth, unwrap your authentic self, and then step into your soul's purpose, that's amazing. However, if you want to go further and then work out how you can turn your soul's purpose into a thriving, business that brings in prosperity, then I'm your girl. I'm your girl. So I help people to release the blocks that are holding them back so they can find their soul's purpose, which is not something to find, it's just something to be revealed. And then I help people to turn it into an amazing, soulful business. And I do that in my soul activated business blueprint. So if you'd like more information of that, just drop the word blueprint into the comments of this video and I will send you more details about how you can do this. You can do a mini version or you can do a massive version. Whatever you're called to do, whatever your budget allows you to do, I can help you to do this step by step. So thank you so much for being here, guys. I mean, there's possibly a few questions I haven't got to with some of the newbies. Please email me that question for next week and we'll be sure to get your answer into the video next time. I will just answer one more question. What's the next thing for me professionally? So let's talk to you, Sayan. Sayan, what's the next thing for you professionally? Here's the question for you. What are you most passionate about? What are you most passionate about? That will give you a huge clue. What is this masculine energy? Stepping into something to do with, I've got a lot of masculine energy around it actually. Can't get a reading on it for a career. I'm sorry. I've tapped out, guys. We have exhausted the source. I'm going to have to leave, but I will be back next week, 3:33 New Zealand time, and we will. Oh, you're a serial entrepreneur. That makes total sense because I was thinking this masculine energy. I've got this businessman. It came up as a businessman at the masculine energy, and yeah, but the only tweak you could make, Sayan, is to invest in that soulful aspect and the passion that you have in your heart. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you more. That sounds really interesting. So it's got this masculine energy. It's like it's you though. You're the emotional man, aren't you? It's emotion. I'm getting emotional masculine energy. Are you a male or a female? But it's a positive. It's just that you've got the attributes of that positive masculine entrepreneurial energy. And that does not mean that all men can only be entrepreneurs. It just means that an entrepreneur is considered energetically masculine. Now, that's not meaning a man. That just means masculine on an energetic level. Oh, you are a man. I thought so because I was like, oh, gosh. Yes, I was concerned I may have almost offended somebody, but yes, it feels like you're an emotional man with good entrepreneurial skills. And now the only thing we can offer is to let go of the struggle to move ahead and follow your passion with some logic in there, because obviously it's not just about all woo woo and la la. You do need to have some structure in place. So if you'd like to contact me more about the blueprint I run, I'll be happy to give you more information. Anyway, everybody, we will see you here next week. It's been groovy. I appreciate all the love and the thumbs up and the likes and the subscribes. You're awesome. And I'll leave you with one note. You are a star and the world desperately needs your light at this time. So if you take the messages about the tower turning into all your wishes come true, you can seriously be the best version of yourself living your dream life. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Bye for now, guys. Love you lots. See ya.